In the aftermath of the 2016 election, the United States stands at a crossroads. The alt-right, once lurking in the shadows, now provides a real-world look at Gilead, the government in Margaret Atwood's The Handmaid's Tale, as they now hold the reins of power. Fear grips the nation, and the fabric of democracy unravels. Welcome to While You Were Sleeping, where we explore decisions and choices made in politics and government in the quiet hours, when no one is watching, and consider what the future implications of these choices and decisions are. Let's dive in. The United States witnessed a seismic ideological shift as more conservative leaders are elected or appointed to state and federal positions. Their policies, often at odds with progressive ideals, shaped the nation's trajectory, shifting focus and ideology away from a moderate perspective to a more extreme view. Organizations like the Moral Majority, Focus on the Family, and Identity Europa wielded strong influence over political candidates and policies. Aligning with Gilead's ideology and policies under an oppressive regime, televangelists preach salvation while subtly shaping political narratives. Their charisma and congregational influence strongly shaped public mindsets and beliefs. They endorsed conservative candidates, emboldening and encouraging voters with more extreme views. Cameras on every corner, algorithms sifting through our private lives, dissent labeled as treason. Welcome to the surveillance state. Journalists silenced, activists vanished, truth buried under a mountain of propaganda. The First Amendment now a relic. Concrete barricades divide families, desperation on one side, indifference on the other. The American dream now a distant memory. Midnight knocks, disappearances, dissenters branded as enemies. The purge continues, erasing opposition. Science dismissed, climate change denied. The planet suffocates while leaders turn a blind eye. Us versus them. Hate fuels the flames, unity shattered, a country divided, empathy a relic of the past. This is what America is becoming, a shadow of its former self. Will we rise from the ashes or succumb to the darkness? In the wake of the 2016 election of Donald Trump, a new force emerged, a digital insurgency fueled by far-right ideologies. The alt-right, once confined to the corners of the internet, stepped boldly into the spotlight. The alt-right thrived online. Message boards, memes, and Twitter storms became their battleground. They rejected political correctness, embracing provocation and disruption. The alt-right pipeline, an intricate digital labyrinth, ensnared minds. It began innocently, provocative YouTube videos, anti-social justice warrior rants. Algorithms nudged viewers deeper, whispering far-right ideologies. Message boards like 4chan and 8chan became breeding grounds. Loneliness and disillusionment drove seekers toward belonging. Here, they found camaraderie in hate. Intellectuals peddled pseudoscience, veiled as enlightenment. Their podcasts and books normalized extremist views. The alt-right listened, nodding. Their core belief: white identity under siege, multiculturalism, social justice, tools to dismantle their civilization. Fear ignited their fervor. Bots and trolls flooded social media. Lies became truth. Fear amplified. The alt-right weaponized chaos. Charismatic leaders emerged, slick, divisive. They promised order, scapegoated the vulnerable. The masses cheered. Buoyed by Trump's populist campaign, the alt-right found a champion. Their influence grew, drawing young adherents. Jared Taylor, editor of American Renaissance, advocated white supremacy. Richard Spencer, eloquent and divisive, coined the term alt-right. Media grappled with labeling. White supremacist, racist, terms that fit. The alt-right reveled in controversy, their numbers continuously growing. As ballots were cast, the alt-right's influence echoed. Trump's arrow pointed right. Democracy trembled. Fear silenced dissent. Friends turned on friends. The silent majority watched, complicit. With the election of Joe Biden in 2020, many were hopeful that this era of chaos would end. But it seems a more insidious and infectious character has joined the game. And its apocalyptic appeals, once fringe, now resonate with a significant portion of the population. Conservative nationalism draws strength from tradition, the values passed down through generations. Family, faith, and flag serve as the bedrock of their identity. Unity within diversity. Conservative nationalism celebrates shared customs while guarding against dilution, assimilation, not erasure. The rallying cry, "Make the nation great again," calls the faith-filled nationalists to follow. Beware the shadows. Nationalism can drift toward exclusion. Striking the balance, a delicate art. Diverse beliefs are what this nation was founded on, and some would argue that the extreme views expressed across the political spectrum are protected by the First Amendment. Why then is the political adoption of extreme conservative beliefs concerning? Some recent policies, positions, and political platforms bolster the conservative nationalist perspective, while quietly enacting laws and practices that strongly support their views, sometimes running counter to the voice of the voters. Stricter immigration laws, border security, and the construction of a massive border wall to restrict the influx of undocumented migrants. Former President Donald Trump championed these policies, while media outlets like Fox News, Breitbart, and the Daily Caller amplified anti-immigrant narratives. Promoting an America First mentality, rejecting global cooperation, but aligning with divisive and unstable world leaders like Vladimir Putin and Kim Jong-un. Closer to home, influential politicians like Steve Bannon, former White House chief strategist, advocated for nationalist policies, while privately, Guy Rogers, the former executive director of ACT for America, the largest grassroots anti-Muslim group in the country, concedes that there is no real influence of Islam in courts, but says, before the train gets too far down the tracks, it's time to put up the block. InfoWars and the Gateway Pundit fueled nationalist sentiments and emboldened readers to express their views more publicly. Anti-Sharia rallies, organized by ACT, were held across the country and attracted white nationalists, armed right-wing militias, and even neo-Nazis. Mike Pence, former vice president, advocated for anti-LGBTQ+ policies, voter ID laws, gerrymandering, and purging voter rolls, lobbying for hand-counting ballots, denying election results, and focusing the conservative population on election fraud, despite investigations yielding no supporting evidence of tampering or manipulation. Various state officials implemented restrictive voting measures. Donald Trump continues to fan the flame of voter fraud in his current presidential election campaign for 2024, encouraging his followers to make the margin so large that there will be no doubt this time. Amar Moussa, a spokesperson for the Democratic National Committee, said, "It's telling that the Trump campaign is already laying the groundwork to attack future elections. The hourglass has emptied. The conservative nationalism ascent, once a distant specter, now engulfs us." The conservative nationalist ascent need not be our destiny. Let us reclaim democracy. Transparency heals wounds. Honest conversations bridge divides. We rebuild trust, brick by brick. Every voice matters. We expand voting rights, dismantle barriers. Democracy thrives when all participate. Money should not drown out voices or buy votes. We limit corporate influence, empower small donors. Informed citizens are democracy's guardians. We teach critical thinking, media literacy, encourage discussion, and find common ground. We confront systemic racism, inequality, and disharmony. Justice, equity, and unity. Our compass set by our founding fathers will continue to guide us. We hold our leaders accountable, protect the judiciary, safeguard norms, which will be our legacy. Conservative nationalism challenged, democracy restored, or are we headed for a bleak future as a shadow of the great nation we once were? You decide. If you've enjoyed this video, and it has made you curious to learn more about the rise of conservative nationalism and its potential impact on America's future, pop on over to Audible, where you can find Margaret Atwood's The Handmaid's Tale, which inspired this video, and many others exploring the rise of conservative nationalism. With Audible, you can take advantage of their membership to unearth hidden narratives, peel back layers of secrecy, and explore the rise of ideologies that shaped our world. Hear award-winning performances. Professional narration adds gravitas, while the ensemble cast brings the topics to life. Embark on this enlightening journey with Audible's free trial. And once you're hooked on the ease and accessibility of everything Audible has to offer, membership is fast, affordable, and full of continuing perks. Download The Handmaid's Tale and other works like Shadows of the Past, Chronicles of the Conservative Nationalists on Audible today, and discover the untold stories that continue to shape our present and define our future. Thanks again for watching. Remember to press the like and subscribe button if you want to hear more content like this. If there are any other topics like this that have you wondering how we got here, leave them in the comments below. Your ideas may fuel a future episode. Until next time, be safe, be nice to each other, and don't fall asleep.